Greetings y'all, this is Desu once again. I'm going to do a cast here of one of the games I played a little bit ago in Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever online. It is quite a fun game that I really enjoyed playing. This was a little bit before the one I actually showed you guys last time, while I was still kind of learning the ropes, which I am still doing. I was told by a friend that my cast last time was a little bit too negative, so I'll try to be both critical while still, being interested in what's going on and not overly negative about everything that happens. I'll remind y'all, I am not especially good. You can even see here, this is just after I came out of the negatives. So this is a pretty exciting game for me as a player to be playing a game that I don't know how to play against somebody who's a lot better than me. And I do remember this one being a game that I did win. I feel like I played very well here. You can see I'm actually doing pretty good. I've got a good advantage on the start. I'm already a power gen and almost a mass extractor ahead of him. And that's exciting. I've got my first engineer out. He's got an engineer out. He's not using it for anything yet. Looks like he's just putting out engineers, using them for just stop hanging on to them for so he can use his commander to build stuff. These ice mounds here actually do have a lot of mass in them, so he could be instead extracting mass from the reclaim, and that would probably give him a bigger advantage over me, considering he's doing pretty good catching up here on his build. I'm wondering how his economy looks right now. Yeah, pretty alright. He could still do anything. Definitely ahead on economy though. I'm all positives. He's still in the negatives and all that stuff. Not much of a big deal, but since I'm going to be using engineers to advance my economy from here on out, and he's still using his commander to claim the last of the mass, while I'm pushing forwards, I feel like I get a territory bonus or advantage right away. I started using these engineers right away to get that reclaim. You can see me playing this mass, and you can see that it did pretty good things for me. So he's spreading out a lot. He's got some scouts, he's got a tank. I'm still doing engineers. It's 2 tanks, 2 scouts. Actually doing really well. Go ahead and just move to one screen. Pick up the pace a little bit here just for now. The game doesn't get started too quickly. You can see I'm building a line of factories. Looks like he has queued up a fair number of factories as well. Land, and that is an air factory. Good call on his part to get that up early. I went straight for land spam. I wasn't going to screw around with anything. I did invest a lot of mass in this point defense. It's something I've seen online before, where you take the fort position and you put some point defense down so you can secure it. Point defense plus your commander is a pretty difficult position to overcome. I'm starting to get my first bot out. So this would have been great if I had known you could send an engineer up this hill. I thought you could not. I was pretty sure that looking at it that you couldn't move up this way, so I went this way with an engineer, which looks much more from far away. It looks more like something you can actually climb. So in that way, he could have gotten an early win against one of my engineers, but because I wasn't paying attention or didn't know anything about the map, I actually got lucky. So I'm starting to really push out ground units now. He's got his first bomber up. He should be using this to raid for sure, instead of, but maybe he's trying to scout here with this tank. Took out that tank. Nice little moment for me to get the first kill of the game. Here's his bomber coming out. Killed the unit there. Bomber sees my point defense, comes in to take it out. This is when I realize, of course, that he has air, and that is unfortunate. Ooh, I didn't even see this in the game, I don't think, until later. And he targets my engineer. That's good. So I'm using my commander to put up more land spam up the front. I wanted to secure that. And I took my 4 units here, and I wanted to try and harass this building right away. So I've seen this. I'm going to start putting anti-air in my build order. He definitely spent too little to fight me. and I get that mass extractor kill. For just four of these, that's a big win for me. I always feel like Cybran AA for tier 1 is really weak, but it's working okay. I'm going to take out that bomber. And there it goes. Got a pretty good unit here. Now, one of the nice things about Cybran early on is even though I've spent resources trying to get AA into the mix, I actually will be able to take these and switch them over to ground-based fire if I don't see any air come my way. And that's kind of a nice way to offset the suckiness of having to spend resources on ground-based AA. I think I have a radar up, right? Did I put a radar up yet? I'll head zoom this in, I'll find out if I have a radar in a second. So he came into me sideways, like this ended up being really pell-mell attack for him, and it worked out great for me. And I get this one little lone tank through right there, really awesome, do a lot of damage. He's not seeing me do that. Sending another wave, I'm really getting my production up here. And just because he didn't notice in time, I got that mass extractor kill as well. Let's slow this down for a second. I'm just going to look at economy. What's my economy look like? So I'm really positive I can afford all of these land factories. I've got a fair amount of power. Definitely green in the power. Doing good on mass. My commander, you know, I've got more territory controlled than him. I've moved my commander up. You can see I want to take AA turret, gun turret. I'm going to take these two massive points. Let's compare that here. He is way down on power, needs way more power. He could be doing some reclaim here on these trees to help with that. And he is struggling as I come in here to take out his power. That's a bummer for him. If he had hit me instead of not hitting me there, I would have done and way better off. Let's bring us back up to standard speed. And we'll go ahead and switch back over to this. I do have my radar up. Because of that radar, I'm able to see what his units are doing and able to either choose to attack directly or just avoid what he should have been doing with this engineer instead of focusing on these walls first, which is, I think, a mistake for some build structures. He should have put that point defense down, even if he had to do it manually. But he's going to get that point defense up. I do have mobile artillery in the mix already. Cyber mobile artillery, not great, but definitely usable. He's got all these interceptors here. He's still building interceptors. He should have been switched to either bombers or tank spam. Really a waste. This is good. This is good. I'm glad I didn't notice this. This is hilarious. They're shooting at the aircraft that I can't hit. So my commander is doing his job over here. I've got plenty of AA mixed in so that he can't use those bombers to too much effect. And my tanks are doing a good job because I just have so many more land factories and my production is just way ahead of his. And if this had just gone up a little sooner, he probably could have delayed me and we could have had a little bit of a longer game, but unfortunately, because of how things worked out, that just didn't happen. And that was the game. Pretty short, sweet little game. A lot of fun to play. I felt really good about it because I won over with somebody who was, you know, substantially better than me, at least in score at the time, and I was just coming out of the negative, so I was having a little string of wins I was really excited about, and this is a map that I wasn't familiar with. There was definitely some things I could have microed better. I feel like overall this is a pretty clean play for me, though. I did a great job cleaning up the available reclaim here, and that really helped me out. I'm sure there were some things I missed. I remember this being a little bit of point contention that I missed out, but most of the battle took place here where I was pushing into his base early on. Really though, if he had just set this up a little earlier with more than one half-dead engineer and gotten that point defense up, he could have pushed me back, started a reclaim here. I would have definitely circled around this way, but he could have used his commander and a few units to solidify that. I don't know if I could have pulled it off necessarily without moving up into Tech 2. And given my experience with, at the time, I'm not great at pushing into the other tech levels, so that's something I should improve on, and something also that I've heard said a lot by Zafad and others. Is just get these T1 PDs up early if you're starting to lose a ground war. That's it for me. Y'all have a wonderful one, and take care.